It was a chilly October afternoon when four friends, Liam, Emma, Noah, and Sophie, decided to explore the forest behind Liam's new house. Hidden among the tall oaks and pines stood an old treehouse, forgotten by time. Its wood creaked under its own weight, and the rope ladder swayed gently in the wind. Despite its dilapidated state, curiosity drew them closer. "It's probably haunted," Sophie whispered, excitement and fear mixing in her voice. Liam grinned. "Then we'll make our own adventure."
The friends took turns climbing the rickety ladder. Each step groaned and swayed violently. Noah reached the top first, wiping a layer of dust from the treehouse floor. Inside, cobwebs draped the corners like tattered curtains. There was a strange smell, damp earth mixed with something metallic. Emma shivered. "It smells like blood," she said quietly. The others laughed nervously, trying to ignore the creeping unease in their stomachs. On the far wall, faint carvings caught Liam's attention. They looked like strange symbols etched deep into the wood. One resembled a twisted tree, another a circle with jagged lines radiating outward. Sophie traced her finger along the carvings and felt a sudden chill. "Guys, these aren't just decorations," she whispered. Noah laughed it off, but even he couldn't shake the feeling that the treehouse was watching them. In the corner, hidden beneath a thick layer of dust, was a small wooden chest. Its lock was rusted, but it seemed impossible to open. Emma, ever the adventurous one, attempted to force it. As she struggled, a soft scratching sound came from beneath the floorboards. The friends froze. The scratching grew louder, rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat. "Did you hear that?" Liam whispered. They all nodded, eyes wide with fear. Deciding to stay until sunset, they brought blankets and flashlights. Night fell quickly, and the forest grew ominously quiet. Then came a sudden gust of wind, slamming the treehouse door shut. Emma screamed. In the flashlight's beam, the shadows in the corners seemed to shift on their own. The friends huddled together, realizing that staying the night might have been a mistake. As the darkness deepened, faint whispers began echoing through the treehouse. At first they were indistinct, like the wind brushing against the leaves, but soon words became clear. "Leave now, or stay forever." Noah tried to laugh it off, but his voice shook. The whisper seemed to come from the carvings on the wall, pulsing with a sinister rhythm. Sophie felt her heart pounding in her ears. A shadow detached itself from the wall, stretching toward the center of the room. It moved without the shape of a body, just darkness, alive and hungry. Liam grabbed a flashlight and shone it directly, but it vanished before their eyes. The friends realized this was no ordinary treehouse. It was alive in some unnatural way, feeding on fear. Emma's scream echoed as the shadow returned, creeping closer to her. Suddenly, the locked chest rattled violently. The friends backed away as it creaked open on its own. Inside lay a collection of old toys, dolls missing eyes, cracked figurines, and a faded notebook. Sophie picked up the notebook and opened it. The pages were filled with drawings of the treehouse, each more disturbing than the last. One page had a depiction of 4 children trapped inside, their faces twisted in terror.
A gust of icy wind swept through the treehouse. The shadows surged like living smoke, slamming the friends against the walls. Emma was grabbed by invisible hands, her scream piercing the night. Liam and Noah tried to pull her free, but the shadows resisted. Sophie realized that the treehouse didn't want them to leave. It wanted them to join the trapped spirits forever.
Desperate, Liam remembered the rope ladder. "We climb down, now!" he shouted. One by one, they scrambled toward the exit. The shadows lunged, trying to pull them back. Noah slipped and nearly fell, but Sophie grabbed his hand. Outside, the cold night air bit at their skin, and for a moment they thought they were safe. But the forest around the treehouse was unnaturally dark, as if it had swallowed all light. As they ran through the forest, whispers followed them, echoing from every direction. The trees seemed to twist and close in, forming dark corridors. Shapes darted between the trunks, too fast to identify. Liam realized that leaving the treehouse didn't mean escaping the horror. It was alive outside, too. Every step forward felt like the forest itself was resisting them, guiding them back to the cursed treehouse.
Breathless, the friends stumbled into a small clearing. In its center was a circle of stones, and inside lay skeletons of children who had vanished years ago. Emma pointed to the treehouse in the distance. "It's feeding on children. All the ones who disappear here end up like this." The friends understood. They had to destroy it before it claimed them.
Armed with a fallen branch and their courage, they approached the treehouse. As they neared, the shadows surged, a writhing mass of black smoke. Liam swung the branch at the carvings on the treehouse wall. With each strike, the shadows shrieked and cracks formed along the wood. The whispers turned to screams. Sophie poured her flashlight's battery onto the carvings, sparks flying, igniting the old dry wood. The treehouse groaned and shook violently. The shadows wailed as the structure began to collapse. The friends ran as the roof caved in, splintering the cursed wood into flames. In a final surge, the shadows dissipated, leaving behind only silence and the faint smell of smoke. The forest seemed to exhale, as if releasing a long-held breath. The friends sat on the forest floor, watching the smoldering remains of the tree house. Dawn broke, light filtering through the trees, and the horrors of the night seemed almost unreal. They knew the curse was gone, or at least dormant, but they also understood that the forest would remember. Liam, Emma, Noah, and Sophie walked home, shaken but alive, carrying the memory of a treehouse that had almost consumed them entirely.
The adventure had ended, but the shadows in the corners of their minds would never fade.